Hello and welcome to the Panelists. Slap's roof of YouTube series. You can fit so many dated memes in this bad boy. I'm your host, Kathleen DeVere, and as you may have noticed, I'm not wearing my turtleneck because I was watching old episodes of the show because I felt like hurting myself. And I realized that my character was sort of like if cardboard had been brought to life only to be killed again. So this is me. This is what you get. Deal with it. I am still an evil sorceress wizard, but I'm not wearing a turtleneck, and I'm going to be slightly less like, welcome to my layer of questions, and more like, answer these because they make me laugh, lol, lol, lol. Anyhow, I'm joined by two teams of willing volunteers this week. I've got team before and after.
Before. After.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
I'm team Plato's Cave.
You know, Cameron, I've had Plato's Cave explained to me about 6 times, and I still don't get it.
Oh, well, I had to write a couple of essays using Plato's Cave in both political science and in literary theory, so I feel confident in saying that it doesn't mean anything at all, and it's completely effervescent and hard to really make any sense of. Don't feel bad.
Oh, big mood.
Everyone's lying.
This started chipper.
I'll have you know I have a degree in political science, and I agree with those remarks.
Me too.
You have a degree in political science?
Yeah.
Wow! Wow, we're all discovering that nobody here can explain Plato's Cave.
No.
It has to do with layers of abstraction.
And like there's some people who are like watching things and like shadow plays.
Yeah, that's the only thing I
That's
got from it
fire.
was their shadows.
And they're like, oh yeah, this shadow of a bunny must be what a rabbit looks like because it's the only thing I've ever seen. But I think that if you had like Plato's Cave and you were like chained into cave and the only thing you had to amuse yourself was like the shadows in a wall, they'd just all be erotic and foul. Like it would not be the kind of thing Plato would probably be talking about. They wouldn't be teaching it though.
I'm just picturing Kathleen emerging from the Dick Shadow Cave now.
This is why Socrates said we have to kill all the poets.
Yeah.
And in further segueing good news! You've won a lottery. A special lottery organized by the Rich and Bored, wherein they pay you $100,000 in exchange for them watching you suffer through an evening of torture. But of course, due to the format of the show, you have a choice. You can either spend the evening trapped in a Brooklyn row house being hunted by a hyper-intelligent Ocelot that knows how to move through the vents, or you can spend an evening trapped in a Brooklyn row house listening to Gwyneth Paltrow telling you about her $3,000 a night homeopathic aura cleansing retreat.
So I feel like we have an advantage here because we, of course, have a New York local with us. Give us the insider tips. How do we survive?
So it's Brooklyn, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I have a solution for either. Would you rather deal with Gwyneth Paltrow or an ocelot?
I like mammals, so both are good, but let's go with the ocelot.
That is a big assumption that Gwyneth Paltrow has remained a mammal.
Fair.
Let's go with the ocelot?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the best course of action would be freedom. Okay, we are trapped in a Brooklyn row house, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I assume everything is boarded up.
Yeah.
However, Brooklyn is like concentration of people. If we can somehow yell outside of the Brooklyn row house that there is like a pickle festival in here
Nice.
or
Yeah.
Craft micro
beer.
hats.
Yeah.
No, craft beer, that's like 3 years ago.
Oh,
They've
pardon
moved
me.
on. But
Yeah.
like artisanal micro hats that hold craft beer. Because everything old is new again. Then I believe an
They'll
army
kick
of
in the door?
hipsters
Yeah.
will kick in the door, free us, and then the rich people who we have not, completely cheated out of their money get to watch a bunch of hipsters run from a rabid ocelot.
Cameron and Adam, how do you feel about spending the night with Gwyneth Paltrow? She has many jade vagina eggs, which are not supposed to be inserted, but she'll argue with you about it.
Am I missing something?
So Gwyneth Paltrow is a sort of is a rich person.
Yeah, well, I know who she is,
Okay.
but let's back the truck up to jade vagina eggs.
Okay.
That's not a metaphor.
That is
No.
not a metaphor?
No, okay, so Gwyneth Paltrow has
Yes.
a website called Goop. That's the whole purpose is to make her even richer than she already is by selling people things that are stupid, unproven, and at some points very bad for you. And one of the things that took the internet by storm and the kind of people who believe in natural healing was, what if you recalibrated your lady part energy by inserting some sort of jade vagina egg Benoit ball thing? And then everybody who knows anything about rocks was like, Actually, don't do that because that's a porous mineral and is going to get broken down by the acids in your body, and like it could bring bad stuff into your bits, and don't do it. But like logic does not apply to these people. It's going to be the kind of person that Cameron loves spending time with.
I feel like I've already had this conversation with someone, and the strategy that I used there, which was to will myself unconscious, I feel will be beneficial here. And it's a technique I can teach you. You may have seen me use it on stream.
Okay, yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
That's what that is?
Yeah, where you just phase out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can do this.
Okay.
I think we can do this.
Wait a second. Isn't this the lady who named her kid Apple?
Yes.
Wow, she sucks.
It's gonna be a rough night.
Cameron, this is gonna be a long night. We have to do one night? 100 grand?
100 grand.
It'll be one of those
100
nights-
grand each or 100 grand split?
Oh, each. These people are rich and
damn.
capricious.
Cameron, I need you to be the Yoda to my Skywalker. Please. I
Does
don't
that
know
mean you
how
get
to
to
get. I wouldn't be able to get through this by myself.
Does that mean you can carry me around on your back like Master Blaster?
So 2 men enter, 2 men leave.
Yes.
That's the plan there.
I
Yeah.
like this.
Okay.
Teamwork.
Question. Where did you learn, the first question, where did you learn these techniques of shutting down? And are you doing it to me right now?
Huh?
Very
Got
good.
it.
I'm learning. Where's my notepad?
Wait.
I need to write this down.
2, aside from just shutting down for a while, you have to stay overnight. It's not just shutting down, but you have to stay awake and attentive throughout the entire evening while Gwyneth Paltrow goops at you.
You could stick to universal answers like, "Oh, really?"
That's interesting.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
You can tell. Here's an Adam Savidan trade secret. I'm not listening to you if I say, "Oh, really?" Let's peel back the cover a little bit. Yeah. If I ever say, "Oh, really?"
I'm suddenly flashing back to all the times I've hung out with Adam.
I mean,
So really,
my tell is interesting.
Yeah.
Man, I remember my first couple of conversations with both of you in a different light now.
it hurts, doesn't it?
It really.
Yeah.
I didn't need that.
Glazes over.
I didn't need that curtain pulled back.
I mean, money's a good motivator. I think I could do it if I just kept thinking, "Hey, I get 100 grand for doing this."
Yeah.
It's a night.
It's like staying in a haunted house overnight, right? You have to sleep there for the ghost, except in this case, the ghost is Gwyneth Paltrow.
Right.
And the curse is her products.
I'm glad we've been talking about our question this whole time because I've been too scared to ask what an ocelot is.
It's like a weasel.
Oh, it's a cat.
It's a cat.
Oh, it's
It's
a
a total
cat?
cat.
Yeah.
It's like a weasel in the same respect that a table is like another thing that's flat and wide. I don't know.
Pool
Hey,
table?
if only there was some sort of philosophical allegory that would help us explain this.
If only.
It's a spotted cat.
It's the cat from Archer.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Oh.
she has an ocelot. She has an empty
So
mansion.
what
an
happens
ocelot.
if you get trapped by the cat?
Oh, we'd covered this. We're freedom by hipsters.
I have a legal question.
Yeah.
If you lure hipsters into a building
Yes.
and the ocelot kills them all, isn't that murder?
I mean, as much as a wild animal can murder a human being
In its
So-
natural
so, I mean,
habitat
it's
of a
natural-
warehouse.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
are you talking legally murder
Yeah.
or practically murder?
Now, I would say that the wealthy millionaires who have created this scenario have already covered all the legality here because they've already taken 2 young men and put them in the house with the murderous ocelot. They must have been prepared for some fatalities.
I have a second follow-up question.
Okay.
Is there any way that maybe we could use the ocelot to chase off Gwyneth Paltrow? I'm assuming that both of these activities are taking place within maybe a few hundred feet of each other.
What if these houses are actually neighboring? We knock out the wall, move 2 of us into the same place, blow the ocelot through the hole in the wall like it's the alien, brick the wall back up. Gwyneth Paltrow sells goop to the ocelot or sells the ocelot as goop, and we
What
make
if-
nachos.
Yeah. She turns the ocelot into a vagina egg.
my fear is that Gwyneth Paltrow will then charm the Ocelot like a ranger in D&D.
Oh, what if Gwyneth Paltrow actually has powers?
Yeah, we might just be making this harder on ourselves, even because if we join forces, there's a chance that they're going to join forces,
Oh, yeah.
and she's going to ride off into the night with her new Ocelot friend
What if
and
she's-
mascot for Goop.
It's amazing. I'm picturing Gwyneth Paltrow on the back of a saddled ocelot, just flinging jade eggs at her enemies. This is amazing.
If I ever get a van, I'm getting an airbrush painting of Gwyneth Paltrow on an ocelot.
Aren't they very small?
Yeah.
They're like a medium-sized house cat.
Look, rangers are basically magic, and they can make any mount they want large enough to ride.
I'm gonna argue that Gwyneth Paltrow can only ride a jaguar. Therefore, I'm upgrading your beast from Ocelot, which is sort of like a thing that will like mildly savage you and maybe give you some very nasty stitches, to a jaguar, which will absolutely tear out your throats and eat you.
But we've
That's
got-
unfortunate. How are you going to deal with that?
we'll have to lure the hipsters in quicker.
Yes.
If I can be so bold, you do have an overnight stay in a Brooklyn row house. You could probably charge them.
That's a good idea. Make your own door.
Mm-hmm.
You include activities and crafts. With that, as you yell out, hopefully not panicked.
No.
One of us is going to have to fight the jaguar while the other one yells.
I will tank a jaguar for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what we've decided is that Serge is going to die, and Jacob's going to spend the night hiding from a jaguar in a tiny cubby, probably peeing a little bit,
A lot of it.
and that Cameron and Adam are going to practice skills they're using on me right now.
Oh, really?
So I'm going to give 19 points to Serge and Jacob, and 5 points to you guys because I don't like being ignored.
Interesting.
I mean, at least I know where I stand, and that's good news. And another good news! Good news, my friends. A high-ranking foreign dignitary has decided they have been personally offended by our town, and they are talking trade embargoes and war. Luckily, you have been deemed to be the least offensive citizens our town can muster. It has fallen to you to entertain this angry person, smooth things over with your legendary hospitality, and be the best this town has to offer. So do you. Take them to a local amateur musical theater adaptation of Alien vs. Predator, or just make them a pretty decent tuna fish sandwich.
I got hours of dialogue about Yota hunters.
I don't even know what that is, but it sounds awesome.
It's what nerds decided the predators call themselves.
And then Dark Horse canonized it. We should talk.
Oh, boy. Cameron, fill me with Predator lore.
You'll notice that predators fight hand-to-hand combat with their back blades mounted on their wrists. They feel that this is fair unarmed combat against humans because they find humans crafty and dangerous.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they thought so highly of us.
They do. That's why they send their best to kill us.
But this is a musical adaptation done by children and people who are not good at adapting plays or making musicals.
Can't get any worse than it already is, so I kind of want to see this myself.
Yeah. They're gonna nuke the children after we show them this play. There's no way.
I mean, they might.
Well, that got dark.
So luckily, I have been born for this scenario. I possess a unique constitution where I am incapable of actually recognizing hostility directed towards me. It served me great in customer service. People were so rude, and I would just smile and they'd be like, "How did you deal with that person?" I was like, "What person?"
So do we throw you at the dignitary and then I just make tuna fish sandwich after tuna fish sandwich, hoping that one of us like calms his ire?
I've seen your social media. You're an amazing cook. We are the perfect duo.
But okay, clarification question. It says a pretty decent tuna fish sandwich. Am I not allowed to attempt a greater tuna fish sandwich? Or will it always come out to be pretty decent?
I mean, how confident are you in your tuna fish sandwich making skills?
I will do my damnedest.
Lives are on the line.
This sandwich will avert war.
Oh, I'm going to upgrade it to a tuna melt. You can make him a tuna melt if you want.
That's
got
not
this.
an upgrade.
Uh-oh.
That is
Oh.
not an upgrade.
Ooh, what if he wants to go tuna niçoise? This man is an artist.
Fuck was that word?
It uses olives.
Tuna niçoise is it's like a raw tuna that's been seared on the outside inside of a baguette. Sometimes you could add a little bit of sauce, a couple different veggie garments. Basically, it relies on the quality of the fish to really carry the whole sandwich.
Whereas a regular tuna fish sandwich, much like Aliens versus Predator, is the combination of two things that were probably okay at one point and now have become an odious goo.
So they're going to make an outstanding tuna sandwich. Your production is still bad.
Cameron,
Mm-hmm.
I know that you're probably one of the small percentage of the population that would agree with me on this next course of action. What if we purposely make it bad?
How bad?
Like, real bad.
Like Aliens versus Predator Requiem bad?
We have to go deeper.
Aliens versus Predator War.
Oh, they're going for the pity play.
Yeah.
Ooh, we need to retcon the universe yet again.
Yep.
The aliens and predators are now the same species that
Oh.
diverged.
No.
And now, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
The alien acid blood has wildly differing properties depending on what special effect you want to turn people into.
Oh.
None of the characters are in any way distinguishable.
Yeah.
There's a musical interlude wherein the Predators sing their national anthem.
Oh.
I don't know. This movie sounds pretty rad.
Keep in mind, you have a theater budget. You have an amateur theater budget.
Yeah. Bad.
No alien queen, an alien king.
Oh.
Yeah, that comic sucked. Yeah. The Rogue. Bring it on.
Look, it's 2018. You know what gets popular? Stuff that sucks.
What if it backfires and they give you the most alien of endings and decide to nuke you from orbit?
I think me and Cameron are okay with that outcome.
I mean, this is what happens when you put us in charge of dealing with an apparently nuclear power.
Yeah. That's why I said Cameron was in the small percentage of people that was willing to go on this journey with me. It's a calculated risk.
Yeah, just watching it all burn because,
But I mean, like, if we all get nuked, okay.
yeah, I'm middle-aged already.
Yeah. I got nothing to live for.
So while they're taking things to the very depths of pity,
Mm-hmm.
like they have filled up the pitiful pit in the hopes
It's
of
overflowing.
absolutely in the hopes that this dictator or declarative war states persons
Mm-hmm.
is going to feel so bad that they're just not going to want to mess with us. We have one shot to make a tuna sandwich so good.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be something that this is the only place that they could get it.
Well, your kitchen is already legendary, so that part's good. And you have time. You have unlimited time. I can soak up so much malice.
It has to be local ingredients.
Okay.
Do you have a contingency plan in case this person's a monster and their preferred tuna vector is Miracle Whip and American cheese under a broiler?
I'm sorry, did you
I just,
Miracle Whip and American cheese, like a slice of American
That comes
cheese
wrapped
under
in
a
plastic.
What
broiler.
about a craft single? Yeah.
Like a craft single.
Yeah. So something I learned in customer service is the customer is never wrong. And I will smile as I pass the ingredients to you. We won't have to worry about your reaction. You can curse them. You can be like every cook in a kitchen I've ever worked with. I will hear the profanity in this ear. It won't go to the customer. I'll hear the customer's profanity in this ear. It won't get to you. I will be the filter that prevents this war.
You know me very well, Serge. Thank you
No,
very
don't worry about
much.
it. Yeah.
You know what? Because we want to make it very Canadian. Where in Canada,
Yeah.
if they just like American cheese, straight up American cheese, you know, and Miracle Whip under a broiler, I'm gonna make some KD, and we're gonna incorporate that into the sandwich.
Nice.
I will grill
Nice.
up
Nice.
with Miracle Whip, and I will make the dairy component will be like half Miracle Whip, half like thick cream or milk. Do that up, and then make patties out of it, and put that on top of the tuna. Or actually mix the tuna in with the Miracle Whip,
Yeah.
and then mix that in, and then fry crisp patties of KD
Heck yeah.
in the brioche with the there you go, boom.
Slam dunk.
We'll put it under there, and then the brioche gets all nice and flat. It's gonna have a nice crunch. It's gonna have a nice bite. It's gonna be something he hasn't had before. Still gonna have that crap cheese in it that he likes with the Miracle Whip, which is just butt nasty.
I've had a thought.
Yep.
I just realized that the only kind of international trade that we really get here in Victoria is bumbling, ambling, bovine American tourists who trundle down the middle of city streets, taking pictures of hotels and going, oh, that one's got a green roof. And I hate them all. So I think really what we're looking at here is doubling down on how awful this is going to be,
Yeah.
and then just breaking him into the theater,
Yeah.
like the cask of Amontillado.
Yeah.
And if they withdraw trade, well, that's a shame. He's going to have to eat his way out of the bricks first.
I found it funny how Jacob and Serge trying very hard to save this situation.
Mhm.
And Cameron and I's solution is to make a shitty play and say, fuck it. Nuke us, you cowards.
Yeah, do it. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring it on. What are you going to do?
So what we've decided is that Jacob, I need to come over to your house and eat dinner. And that Serge is very willing to be an ablative human shield for Jacob in whatever situation I've dreamed up.
Cats, despots, bring it on. This is my boy. Nobody touches him.
It's very sweet. There's the power of friendship. Minus 2 points.
Oh,
Yeah, you got to play to the judges.
And
the one time I don't.
and that you two are, I would say your heart's not in the right place, but I like the cut of your jib. I like leaning into it because you know it's going to be bad.
I mean, honestly, if you're looking for a one-act Aliens versus Predator theater production, I've had that TXT file on my computer since like grade 7.
Perfect. You can direct.
I have a vision.
All right, so minus 2 points for this team, and I'm going to say 6 points for this team. One for every child that will have a caterwauling solo during this production.
Mm.
So that brings our total score to 11 points for this team, but 17 points for Serge and Jacob. Through the power of a blade of friendship,
Hooray!
you have won the day.
We did it.
Thank you very much. This has been the